Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I was about to do today's viewer questions, which I'm going to do after this video, but I saw a news story that kind of hit me a little bit and something I wanted to talk about real quick because it matters to me a little bit. I grew up a huge sports fan, big sports guy. I love sports. And I'm not an ESPN hater like many people out there. I like ESPN. I enjoy what they do. Do they always cover everything? No. Do they have bias? Yes, absolutely. But all media does, so I forgive them for that. But growing up, there were a few voices in the ESPN family that always resonated within me. I mean, I grew up with these guys, Chris Berman, Keith Olbermann, Dan Patrick, and maybe most unique and most of all was Stuart Scott. Every generation has their play-by-play guys, their analysts, their commentators, whatever. They're sports news guys that grew up with, whether it be Howard Cosell or Levy or Marv Albert, whatever, Frank Gifford, whatever. Everybody has people that they associate with sports. They're different generations. I think it's safe to say that my generation probably associated with Stuart Scott more than anybody else. And unfortunately today, at the age of 49, Stuart Scott has lost his battle with cancer and he has passed away. I'm a little more emotional about it than I kind of thought that I would be because how many quotables did we get from Stuart Scott? Cooler than the other side of the pillow and booyah and all. He was cool. He was different. He was younger, and he was black. That was something else that was different for ESPN. You didn't get a lot of those guys. Stan Verrett, yeah, but he came around later. He was different and he was cool and he can talk with anybody. There were certain guys that just seem that can only really get their best work when they're paired with other people. Stuart Scott could be paired with anybody, and he was always entertaining. This is really sad. What are you gonna do? This is the world we live in, and time gets us all. But 49 years old, he leaves behind two daughters. It's just very sad. It's just very, very sad. And I will always remember a lot of the calls that he made over the years. And I'm sure he's a big inspiration to a lot of people. Maybe some people are kind of like, hey, you're getting a little emotional over a fucking sports analyst. I grew up with this guy. Watching ESPN, he spoke to me. I'm a sports guy. Stuart Scott was 21 years. Of my 31 years, he was on ESPN. So basically, since the time I started watching sports, this was my guy. And it's sad. It's sad. ESPN is not going to be the same without him. So just wanted to throw that out there. Talk about it, and whatever you guys have to say. What's your best Stuart Scott moments? Does this matter to you at all? Even if you want to be nasty about it, go ahead and leave it in below. Let's talk about it. Death is a real thing, so fuck it. How much will ESPN miss Stuart Scott? I know he hasn't been a lot on a lot recently because of his battle and everything, but what do you guys think of this? This is kind of a sad news, I think. So. Stay tuned. Next up, you'll see the next video will be your viewer questions I will be answering. That'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to do that. And hopefully we'll be able to go ahead and pick ourselves up from this sad news. Wherever you are now, Stuart Scott, I hope you're resting well, my friend. All right. Take care, guys. Peace.